Hello, everyone. We're back to our commentary on the 1968 candidates quarterfinal between Svetozar Gligoric and Mikhail Tal. Um, Game one was won by Gligoric with the black pieces in a spectacular fashion against Tal, who had seemingly just a textbook, attacking position against the Rui Lopez on the king side, but um, Gligoric walked the tightrope and was able to come out the victor in an exciting game. Then a series of draws began as Gligoric uh, opened his games with white with d4 and Tau d4 and knight c3, and Tau was playing a Nimzo Indian, and his game was drawn in game two. Game three was a very short 12 move draw with Tau deviating from e4 and testing uh, Gligoric's repertoire here. Went into this English, and Gligoric simply just went into a King's Indian setup with this line right here. And this game was also drawn in very short order. Tau accepting a draw in only 12 moves with the white pieces. Game 3, a similar affair. Again, knight c3 by Gligoric and the Nimzo Indian. And this game was drawn. Game 4 was drawn in 17 moves. Game 5, um, perhaps Tal and his team had did some work on the Smyslov variation, and so he brought it out again against Gligoric, and Gligoric was not afraid and did not deviate. He played h6 once again, and he was able to hold Tal again in a 25 move draw. Okay, so far, Gligoric won the first game, and all the rest were drawn so far. This brings us to game 6, which we are going to analyze. Gligoric at the white pieces, Tau with the black pieces. His game started off the same manner as before, but instead of knight c3 leading to this Nimzo Indian, for some strange reason, Gligoric decided to play knight f3 and just switch it up. And his explanation was odd after the match was that he just decided to switch it up. He really didn't have a good explanation. He felt affected, I guess, by outside commentary from people who were saying that the match was boring because the players were kind of going into the same lines. So he felt some kind of obligation to try to switch things up, and he played knight f3, which he admittedly, uh, said that he did not prepare for whatsoever. So this was a real strange choice. He had no problems in not playing Nimzo Indian. Knight c3, Tao was not giving him any problems, and then all of a sudden he switches. So that's just an interesting fact. So knight f3 was played. Bishop b4 check. Now we have this Bogle Indian. Bishop d2, a5. Tau has different ways to play this, of course. You can trade on d2, but a5 is okay. c5 is also playable. Knight c3 castles, e3, and d6, queen c2. And the idea with this d6 e6 setup is basically to leave room on b7 and leave the light square diagonal open for the b7 bishop. So that knight's gonna end up on a d7, the b8 knight. So knight b d7, a3. There goes the bishop pair. Queen e7, usual spot for the king. And a4. Okay, now this solidifies for white, for black, excuse me, space on the queen side. Um, Prepares b6 and bishop and b7. And also White has to keep an eye on his B pawn. B6, knight D2, bishop E7, excuse me, bishop B7, and now E4, which was prepared by knight D2, C5, and I like this move C5 because it just it it's real provocative and again it's shows Tal's style right here. Just like for not having a dry game like me, I would have just played E5, and I know a lot of other masters would play E5. Another grandmaster, that's just the move. You play E5 and he plays D5, then you stick your knight on C5. You know, that's it's just it just makes sense in the position. D5, knight C5, that's the way to go. You already play A4 and have this B pawn backward, but this is not the type of position that Tal wants to play. It's like a dry position, right? So play could go, say, rook A1, and knight FD7. The only real break here is F4. Excuse me, F5. So bishop G4, right? H6. Uh, what other boring move? Yeah, rook E3. Let's say rook A E8. Bishop takes. Queen D7. And you just have this long drawn out game. It's probably equal, but nothing to write home about. Super slow. This move right here might not necessarily be the best move, but it creates like a more of an unclear position. The position I just showed you is pretty clear. After E5, D5, knight C5, boom, boom. Things are pretty clear and straightforward. Whereas this is not as clear. So Gligoric played E5, and now again, not clarifying things by taking, right? Not because this would just clear things up in White's favor. For example, something like that. You don't want that. You just leave the tension there. So knight E8. So now you have the C pawn hitting on the D4 pawn, and then you had the D6 pawn hitting on E5, right? So this center is not going to be able to stand, right, with all this pressure on it. So Gligoric tries to make it stand. He plays F4, right? Natural looking move. But now, watch how Tal undermines the center. C takes, bishop takes, D takes, F takes, right? Everything just crumbles just like that. And then there's a tactical blow at the end. Knight takes E5. That pawn must drop too. The main idea is bishop takes E5, queen C5 check. Picking up the knight. Right, king H1. Okay, so the center is destroyed. This is why Gligoric played bishop takes B6. Now knight D6. And now bishop D4. So now you have this like real kind of unbalanced, like open position here on the board. And these type of positions favor Tal. It's like a little messy. The backward B pawn is on an open file now, so it can be attacked. You have the C pawn. It's passed, but it's going to be real hard for White to push it up the board. So knight F5, bishop takes, and there's the same tactics. Rook F2, queen takes E5. Now knight F3, queen C5, queen C3, rook FD8, queen B4. No, on the trade of queens, C5, rook AB8, queen C3. Now rook BC8, rook D1, and this move right here allows Tal to assume a great advantage. Now rook takes D1, bishop takes D1, and just simply rook takes C5, queen B4. And here Tal plays the move bishop C6, which is good, but the stronger move, and just bishop takes F3. And if bishop takes f3, then it's just going to be mate. Rook c1. Remember the f2 rook is pinned. So that's mate. Either bishop d1, rook takes, or queen e1. So bishop takes c3, or this move is no good either. Rook takes f3 because of the discover factor. Like rook c4, something winning the queen. What other captures are possible after bishop takes f3? G takes f3. Right, it's meant by knight e3. And then what are you gonna do? So let's say if you try to, save this bishop somehow, bishop e2, then again rook c1. And you get the same scenario here. And then you take with the knight because again the rook is pinned on f2, and they can't capture. So bishop takes f3 was the basically the move that probably would have caused Gligoric to resign. So Tal played bishop c6, queen f4, rook d5, bishop e2, h6, and it's just a matter of time here. Knight e5, bishop a8, g4, g5, queen c4, and just simply rook takes e5 here. And just a demolition by Tal after just a questionable switch and opening choice from Gligoric. Like he admitted that he had prepared nothing in this line, and it looked like it. He was just totally overwhelmed in this position, and allowed Tal to get back in the match because I just showed you in those previous games that were draws, Tal pretty much had nothing going on. So this match gave Tal that that extra encouragement that he needed.